Swish. This is a very difficult game to talk about, because I want to like it, I wanted to like it at the time. It's really nicely put together. It's basically sort of a Jet Set Willy kind of spin. But it's all very nicely put together. But the controls, good God, the controls made me furious at the time, and even like 20 odd years later, as a grown-ass man, it's still infuriating. I am the world's bounciest pumpkin. You can technically control the height of your bounce a bit. So let's see if we can navigate going down a hole. There, no. Scissors, the age-old enemy of the pumpkin. There we go. No, yes, no. No. Still no. And then the witch laughs at you. Gently does it. Oh, come on. Thanks, collision detection. It's now taken me, what, upwards of a minute to attempt to go down a screen? Success, of a sort. Oh God, stirs. This could take some time. I kind of want to get that flashing thing, because then it lets me shoot enemies. However, doing so uses up your energy. And enemies respawn very quickly anyway. What? What just happened there? Let's think ahead here, and not think ahead very well. Gently, no. Haha! Oh, for... Sod it. Anyway, yes, this is the most aggravating game known to man, and it still, even after all these years, makes me want to throw something across the room. And then this happens. There's at least 2 games called Snare on the C64. This is the lesser known one, and it's a real oddity. It's I hesitate to call it a puzzle game given the amount of trial and error there is, but it's a very weird little single screen, puzzler really. Skulls turn into bombs which have a chain reaction. You have to get all the gems. You can push around these, I think they're meant to be rocks, but possibly strawberries. Avoid the bad guys, and that's it. This is a 5-level demo. Leg it! Yeah, the real problem with this is the amount of trial and error. This particular level is just learn by doing which of these detonators, I think they are, will open up the path to the gems, and which won't open up the path to the enemies. I have real problems in this level. For starters, pushing a strawberry with an enemy on the other side will cause it to disappear and you get killed horribly. Number 2, I forget how far the blast radius of the things are. That flashing thing is a teleporter that dumps you in the middle of the slimes. Now, let's actually think about this for a moment. An innovative concept in a puzzle game, I know, and actually clear our escape route. Ta-da! And this level's just ludicrous. Looks basic enough until you realise the timer has a grand total of 5 seconds on it. Those clocks will either add or remove time from your timer. When the timer's out, the enemies get unleashed. So, at this point, I leg it. Oh, well, good for her. Ah, Subterranea. This has the distinction of being possibly the most boring shoot-'em-up I've ever played. Scroll left to right, very slowly. Occasionally 5, and only ever 5, enemies will appear and wobble about and then go away again. 5 and only 5 enemies, because along with the ship, the shot and the shield, that adds up to 8, which nicely hits the C64 sprite limit without having to do any clever programming. There's no power-ups apart from the occasional shield. Enemies don't seem particularly interested in you at all, generally coming in and wandering out in a sort of S shape of some form or another. You have to shoot the occasional thing to open doors. Levels just end with no fanfare whatsoever, and you get this occasional pseudo-boss thing that will give you an extra life. And that's it. Wash, rinse, repeat. All in all, I'd rather be playing a shoot-'em-up construction kit game, especially one such as this. Monster Mash. And this gives you an idea of how technical things were starting to get, with the dearth of anything else. This was the product of a series of articles in the magazine telling you how to beef up your shoot-'em-up construction kit game. Addition of music, and so forth. Rather nice music. I am some kind of dinosaur or dragon or possibly a Godzilla. Stomp on people, set fire to their houses, kick over the occasional tree. Not fond of the way it's keen on sticking enemies in the background where you can't hit them at all, though. Rendering things like this a bit random factor. Let's see if I can cheese the diagonal here. I cannot. Leg it. What's in this door? It's a boss! Let's see if I can cheese the diagonals here as well. Doesn't look like it. Let's... Ah, there we go. Problem solved. Am I being worshipped as some sort of a god here? I'll take that. No. No, I won't. Or possibly he's being worshipped as some kind of a god. Perhaps is this some sort of primal rage monster v monster thing? If so, I'm not winning. Ah well. Told you he'd be back. Yes, everyone's favourite copyright dodge has returned in Arnie 2. Oh come on lads, I before E. Yeah, enough of the macho nonsense. Get on with it. Well, let's unleash Arnie then. Yes, the problem with Arnie is that, well, it's kind of... there's no real way to beat about the bush here. Badly programmed. I'm not sure how much... Whoa! Where's that guy going? And all these guys. That man managed to spin his way through a wire fence, which is quite impressive. Yeah, I'm not sure how much of this possibly got fixed in the full game, but this is really kind of flaky. The enemies spiral out of control madly. For an isometric game, it seems to be kind of bad at doing the whole isometric thing. You can get stuck on things that should logically be above your head. The weapons you can pick up don't seem to do anything at all. Enemies do explode in a rather interesting fashion, though. Occasional naked prisoner to rescue. Yeah, this is what I mean about it not really doing the isometric bit very well. I'm caught on these fence overhangs when I'm trying to sort of sidle past these guys. Come on. There we go. For about an inch. Ah, at least we can pick this guy off. Let's try and wobble our way through the gap. Spend a while trying to work out the diagonals again. There we... No. Yes. No. No. There we go. Our reward, another weapon that does nothing at all. Try and sidle past these gentlemen here. And come to our biggest foe, the return of the manically spinning death guys. This time managing to catapult themselves across large gaps. Oops. This time round, Arnie will not return.